6 ways to grow your business even during a global crisis, even during recession, the pandemic, all of this. Okay, so first thing first, number 1, suspend all excessive spending. Okay, so literally anything that you feel like that you're overspending on, ask yourself, do you really need that in your business? Do an inventory of all the different departments, right? Sales, marketing, operations, customer service, tech, finance, legal, accounting, whatever the case is. Make a list of all your departments and then ask yourself, hey, where can I cut my costs? You know, what do I need to remove instead of adding? I realized instead of having, 2 social media managers, I could literally train my assistant, my executive assistant, to do social media marketing for me, where she can literally post all of my stuff on different social media platforms. I get to create the content for you, but then I can have my assistant, instead of me having a social media person, instead of me having another person to help the social media person to edit it, I'd rather just create a system, and therefore I can remove excessive spending on that 1 or 2 person extra, right? And you might be thinking, well, that sounds harsh. People in this day and age, you're removing your jobs. Listen, if you don't look after yourself as a business owner, if you aren't doing the things I'm about to share with you, then unfortunately you might just get left behind. Okay, so this stuff is serious. During the last recession, 2009, the great financial recession, and I saw people that were millionaires, like people that were super wealthy, super successful, like sadly lose it all. This stuff is serious, right? Like if you don't do this, then it's gonna bite you, and you don't want to be in that position where you feel like, oh yeah, because I want to look after someone else. As a business owner, as a human, as a person, you must look after yourself first in order to be able to look after others. Okay, so that's number 1. As you're doing this, you want to focus on creating stability and being resourceful with all of your talent, with your capital allocation, with your resources. So for me, what I've figured out is, hey, instead of expanding my team, what if I minimize my team to the bare essential key drivers of the team? And then what I can do is, instead of hiring full time, what if I partnered up with the most trusted agencies, the most trusted freelancers, contractors over the last decade, because I have a huge Rolodex, then I don't have to bear the responsibility of having someone in-house, full time. Does that make sense? So ask yourself, where can you remove the excessive spending? Where can you cut down on few expenses here and there? Because it might not seem like a lot, but once you add it up, it adds up, right? I found out that I think I was paying for like 5 or 6 different autoresponders, right? These things might be like $400 to $800, up to $2,000 a month. And I'm like, why am I even paying for all of this? I'm not even using half of them. And so now we've got down to 3, and now my goal is to cut down to just 1 autoresponder, because no one needs 6 autoresponders, right? So where are the areas that you can cut down on? Was that cool? Number 2, okay, from the first one, shut down any and every cash-heavy, time-sucking, energy-sucking projects, developments that you got going on, right? Yeah, like for example, I'll give you an example of mine. During this whole thing, I was about to launch, and I was about to pour in a ton of money into this new software platform that I'm building, right? And I realized there's not gonna be a huge difference for the marketplace if I launch it maybe 1 or 2 years later. So I've kept all of that cash that I had been saving for years, like a lot of cash. Instead of plowing this 7 figures into building this platform, I can just keep it, and I can keep that as a buffer. I can keep that for taking advantage of any investments that come my way. I can use it to weather any economic storms. I can use it to make sure that I sleep well at night, my team sleeps well at night, that my customers can be looked after for years to come. I'm not operating from a place of desperation. Does that make sense? And so ask yourself and analyze, where are the cash heavy projects that you have right now? And how can you reduce and eliminate those? And not just reduce and eliminate, maybe you can just put a pause on it. And I know as entrepreneurs, it's very hard, right? There's this thing called sunk cost theory, which is like, you feel like you've come so far, so you don't want to quit the project. But in order for you not to quit the project, you're putting more and more money in. And before you know it, you're like, what the heck have I done? So if you feel like, oh my gosh, I'm just sinking myself into this person, into this project, into this cash heavy, into something, then just ask yourself, hey, what do I need to do do? Where do I need to make those cuts? Where can I release some of those cash-heavy projects? You got it? Number 3, SOP everything. Okay, systemize and document everything. One of my earliest mentors taught me that if you do an activity twice, you need to make sure that there's a system. One of my favorite tools is something called loom.com, Loom.com, and I could literally just go in there and record my entire process of what I do each and every single day. It takes me 5 to 10 minutes. I record it, send it off to my assistant. She can get it transcribed, put into a Google Doc, put a company logo, fix up any typos, errors, make a checklist out of it. Now we have a checklist. For example, we're running a challenge, or we're running a launch, or we're launching a course, or we're launching my mastermind or consulting. I have a checklist of before and after, right? Before, during, and after, so that I don't have to rinse and repeat the manual effort. I can literally give the system to one of my team members, to an agency, to a freelancer, to whoever, and say, hey, follow this, and then this is the predictable result that I'll be getting. Does that make sense? Ask yourself, what are the things that you can systemize in your business? It could be anything from how you post on your social media, how you respond to customers, how you make sales, how you follow up with sales, how to prevent chargebacks, how to prevent refunds, how to upsell your customers, how to downsell your customers, how to do affiliate promotions, how to do webinars, how to write emails. Whatever the case is, do it. For my videos, for these videos that you watch on YouTube or on Facebook or wherever, we have an entire system that 2 of my team members, they have to go through. They have to go through this entire checklist and this system so that they can be on point, right? Because I don't want to create inefficiencies. One of the reasons why most business owners fail, and especially fail during this time, is because for the last few years, they've been very bloated, right? They've been very easy. They haven't been tough on themselves. They haven't been running a lean, mean operation. And if you feel like you've been that person, or you are that person right now, now is the time, right? Start documenting your systems, start removing cash heavy projects, start removing any non-essential spendings. And I promise you, you're gonna be seeing an instant boost in profits, which is gonna give you a lot more confidence and more happiness, right? And it's gonna give you the ability to maneuver during these uncertain economic times, okay? All right, number 4. What is number 4? Number 4, virtualize any and all of your products and your events, right? Virtualize and digitalize. What does that mean? I used to run seminars. I used to run 3 to 4 seminars, masterminds, weekend workshops, live events all over the world. I mean, I'm talking, we'll have events at the same time in London and Singapore and in America and in Canada and basically all over the place. What did I do? I took all of those materials and I put it online through webinars, through courses, through coaching, through consulting, and now my profits have increased and I don't have to even travel, right? Like I can now do Zoom and it's become great. In fact, tonight I'm doing a Zoom class with probably about 100 of my students. And if you aren't virtualizing and you aren't digitalizing your products and services, you're gonna have a hard time. You're gonna have a hard time getting your message out, building your business, growing your profits. Ask yourself, what can you take from your existing library, your products, your experience, your expertise, things that you've had in your life, and how do you position it in a way that you can sell digital courses, coaching, consulting, all right? Virtualize everything. All right, number 5, you gotta be prepared to love your cash. Okay, what that means, I know it sounds a little bit weird, love your cash. What does love your cash mean? You gotta be in control of how much cash is coming in daily, how much cash is going out, who's owing you money, account receivables, account payables, how much cash are you getting? Are you paying your bills on time? Are you maintaining good credit with your credit card providers, with your vendors, with your partners, with your affiliates, with your customers? What is going on? Just be very cash focused, right? As soon as this pandemic hit earlier this year, I made a commitment. I was like, okay, I'm gonna go much deeper and making sure I am reviewing every single cash expense that goes out in my company, every single cash that comes in. I'm making sure, hey, is this sale coming in with a heavy cost of goods, pure profit? Like, what's the load and how much are we spending to get this customer? How much are we spending to market to get new customers? Every single cost, expense, profit, every single number in my business, I'm dialing it down in. Why? Because no one knows how long this entire process is going to be. No one knows what you're going to be doing, in 3 to 6 or 12 months time. And to be very frank, you may not even know. And one of the things that's going to give you a lot of stability, security, and buffer is having cash reserves. I can tell you right now, the more cash you're going to have, the more confidence you're going to have. The more confidence you're going to have, the more your business is going to grow, because you're going to be out there promoting yourself, sharing your products and services, inviting others to come and join with you. You with me? And number 6 is to retain and reactivate your current clients, okay? Who are the clients that came to you 5-10 years ago? Who are the current clients that came to you and they've purchased 1 or 2 products, but they haven't purchased anything else? Now's a good time to reach out to them. In my own business, I have access to over 10,000 past clients that have come through my doors over the last decade, and I've literally hired, and I'm actually hiring a new person tonight, 2 new people tonight, where what they're going to be doing is they're going to be reaching out to my past clients, building relationships, adding value, and then seeing what's another opportunity that we can serve them. I literally had someone from Fiji message me just this morning saying that he's stuck in Fiji and he needs to get online with his business. He's in the property business. He does stuff with private islands and all sorts of good stuff. And he literally sent me a message saying, I'll send you the $25,000 basically for my coaching in the next 2 weeks. And I remember thinking to myself this morning, literally, this is a client that met me maybe 4 or 5 years ago in Sydney, Australia, right? Like I think I was speaking on stage and he was one of the clients who was in the event, but he had been there because I had been reactivating my old leads, right? I've been sending emails to prospects, to my unconverted leads. I've been showing up more on social media. I started doing more videos, more podcasts, not just doing my own podcast, but getting onto other people's podcasts. And these things all help. These things all help you put yourself out there. It's going to help you retain your customers. It's going to help you reactivate. And what happens when you do that? Your profits start soaring because it's much easier. It's like 20 to 30 times more easier and more profitable to sell your existing client than it is to get a new client. In business, everyone knows this. If you don't know, now you know. The hardest thing to do is to get one customer. The easiest thing to do is to look after that client, because when the client comes and buys more and more, the repeat business is what creates true wealth for you, for your business. It creates true stability, true equity in your company. Most of the top online entrepreneurs, online business owners that you know, they go and acquire customers at low price, whether it's $10, $50, $100, $200, $500, because they know it's the first customer that you get. That's where the business relationship starts, right? The business relationship starts by over-delivering on the first transaction. So ask yourself, maybe what are new offers that you can create to your marketplace? Earlier this year, I created something called the 5-day challenge. Now, most of my products are $5,000, $10,000, and it's kind of out of most people's reach. But earlier this year, I said, hey, now's the time to double down, right? Now's the time to be advertising more, because I need to take my message to more people. And this is the best time because more people are coming online. I introduced something called the 5-day challenge, and initially we're going to sell it for only $2,500. Then we did something really crazy. We offered it for just $50, and we've had literally hundreds and hundreds of entrepreneurs all over the world, people that are starting out to millionaires, and people that have got literally hundreds of thousands of subscribers on YouTube buying this thing, and it's been selling like hotcakes. And I know, because of the feedback that I've been getting, the impact it's having with all of these clients. And I'm like, wow, what else can I offer? Right? Because some of those people that buy the $50 program, they might come in and buy my more expensive programs. So what could you do? What could you do to reactivate and re-energize your current clients? Because if you do that, you get to retain them. If you retain them, that's where true wealth gets created. So hopefully these 6 core things have helped you in order to grow your business during pandemic times. Give me some feedback down below in the comment section, and I'll be speaking to you then. Bye for now.